Hello everybody, Garage Builds here, and in my last video I showed you my Iron Man watch repulsor inspired from the one that Tony Stark used in Captain America Civil War. And today I'm going to show you not only version 2 but also version 3 of that watch. And these are way sleeker and way more powerful. So let's start with version 2. Version 2 is almost the same as version 1, just with a sleeker exterior. As you can see, I just got my 3D printer and every piece of plastic on this is 3D printed. And so the files are made custom for this build. Also, I've added some elastic band so that it is easier to put on and get off. Since the interior mechanism is just the same as the version 1, I'm not going to show you how it works, so we are gonna jump straight into testing. First thing, you can see, way easier to put on and get off. This is thanks to the rubber band. You can see. Now, for the power, it's not that great. You can see that it's still the version 1 flame, and especially because I use butane gas that becomes liquid at -1 degree Celsius, and where I live there are already only 3 degrees Celsius, and so this is very close to its liquid temperature, and this is one more motive for why it doesn't work as good as it should be. Next, let's move on to version 3. As you can see, the version 3 is slightly bigger than version 2. You'll see why it's bigger in a second, and also has 2 nozzles compared to 1. So, now let's go and see how this one works. Now that I've opened version 3 up, you can see this is just a case. Next, this is the face of the watch with the 2 nozzles. One nozzle is covered while the other one is not, because one nozzle is for the smaller frame and it has to be covered so that the smaller flame won't be extinguished, and the nozzle which is not covered, here is where the large flame will come out. And so that's why it doesn't need any cover, and also it doesn't need any lighting mechanism, because this is the lighting mechanism that it is going to be used to light the bigger flame. Next, if we move down, we can see the 2 lighters. One, which I've taken out its limitator, so it can shoot as much gas out, and the other one, which still has its limitator and has a flame comparable to the one on the version 2 and on the version 1. So, this is how it looks opened. It is very easy to refill. You have here the 2 nozzles for refilling, and what I'm using is butane gas. And as I've told you, this one becomes liquid at -1 degree Celsius, and so the flame, I don't think it will be as big as it can, but still, let's move on to testing. So, before turning on the flame, I just want to tell you one more thing. The watch has a tendency to catch on fire. I know it's not the best thing that can happen, but I cannot solve that problem. I'll try to solve it in a future version, but for now, if you are trying to make this at home, and if you try, please be very careful. You have to be careful on the idea that the watch can catch on fire. So keep that in mind. And now, let's see the flames. First, the small flame. As you can see, it's comparable to the version 2, but now, the real big deal. as you can see, the one with no stopper, it is almost empty. So you only have a few good shots, but those good shots have a pretty powerful flame. As you can see, refueling is pretty fast. So, as you saw, version 3 is way more powerful but also way more dangerous. And one more thing, it empties very fast. So, if you attempt something like this at home, please be very careful, because I've already burned all of the hair on my right hand and some of my hair from the left hand, and almost burned off my eyebrows once. So, be very careful if you attempt something like this at home. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe. Have a nice day, bye bye.